Good morning, everybody. It is another day here in the bike shop, and today we've got a lot of repairs we got to take care of. It's busy. This first bike right behind me has a few problems, and I'll show you what they are. This is actually a first generation Aventon level. This customer actually broke the screen here. It looks like he had a little bit of a crash. It's got a flat front tire as well. I think he actually broke the shifter as well. So the shifter still looks functional. The little indicator at the top is broken, which he brought us a shifter, so we'll replace that. And then it's got a flat front inner tube as well, so we're gonna go ahead and replace that as well. And I will go ahead and catch up with you guys when we are working away. All right, got that last bike taken care of. This bike right here, we're gonna get the brake blood on. That rear brake was out. We'll catch up with you guys on the next one. And today it's e-bike after e-bike after e-bike. My coworker got this awesome red electric trike all built up, even put Tannis armor in the tires. And check this technology out. The brake lever here has a line lock. You can actually pull this hydraulic brake lever, flip the switch, and it holds as an e-brake for the trike. When you want it off, flick that up. All right, it's a couple hours later. Me and the boss just hammered out like 16 repairs. I wasn't able to pick up the camera too much, but let me show you guys what we got done. So first off, we were able to hammer out these two folding bikes. This yellow one right here is actually pretty insane. I noticed when we were taking it apart, we lifted it up on the stand from the seat post, and the whole rear triangle of the bike actually folds down at 90 degrees, which is pretty insane. I don't want to do it right now because that quick release is set, otherwise the whole thing will fall apart. But that's pretty crazy. We tuned that one up and this black one. I'm also getting ready to start the tune up here on this red road bike right behind me. It's pretty old. I'm waiting on that guy to call me back to see what he wants to do about his tires. And let me show you guys what else I got going over here. The next order of business, we're gonna build this Aventon Adventure for somebody that just picked that up. There's the box for the trike and back into the repair room. Around this whole slurry of bikes I've got around here, that guy right behind me, I had to set up with some rear axle shims right here in the back. They actually had replaced that rear tube on their own, but when they put the wheel back in there, some of the washers were placed wrong, so they brought it in for me to fix that for them and do a brake adjustment. We got this guy fully ready to roll. Brakes are feeling good. Cable actuated disc. This mountain e-bike I just made tubeless earlier seems to still be holding air, which is good. These guys right here are all finished up and ready to go. That beautiful Penarello Dogma is waiting on a tire. I'll have that guy tomorrow morning. And this really cool old school BMX bike is waiting on some chain tensioners because that rear wheel does not want to stop moving. But other than that, I think what we're gonna get started on right now is this Aventon Adventure I've got right behind me. We're gonna get it lifted up in the stand and we're gonna go from there. Oh, I almost forgot to mention one more thing. I've got a hardtail mountain bike right here that we did bleed the brakes on. It's got this really cool old school X Games haze brake on it. Normal one you would find on it on that side, but super cool X Games edition brake. I've never seen an X Games edition brake like that before. Maybe one of you guys has, let me know. With these Aventon bikes, they're really packed quite well. They use these little plastic clips here on the bottom of the box. A lot of e-bike companies do that because these things are like close to 80 pounds when they're fully in the box. So it's easy to just pop those two clips, flip the whole lid of the box over, and it exposes the whole e-bike. Let me get to taking this packaging off. All right, so as you guys can see right behind me, we have the Aventon Adventure fairly assembled. It's gonna need a front wheel. They make it fairly simple. You're just connecting these wires. They're plug and play directly to the screen and the controller. That's what controls the whole bike. We're gonna make sure that the brakes and the shifting are properly adjusted. I'm gonna be mounting the front fender as well as getting the rear rack fully seated and mounted properly, and maybe make sure everything's greased up, and then we're gonna call the customer and tell them it's ready to go. All right, we got the front wheel on there. I also got the rear rack mounted. I thought it would be fun to show you guys the quickest way I've found to thread a pedal on. Check this out. So let's say you got a brand new pedal right here, brand new bike, you're threading it on. You're gonna make sure you locate the drive side pedal, which we have here, You're gonna put it in the hole. You're gonna hold the outside right here of the pedal, and you're just gonna turn the crank while holding the wrench portion of the pedal. And boom, it's on. Now you can take your pedal wrench and tighten it down instead of sitting there for 5 minutes turning that pedal forward. Shifting is looking good. A whole lot of people who bring their bikes into this bike shop ask me what's involved with a full tune-up. Well, I'm about to show you. A full tune-up on a road bike just like this one would involve, number one, a full cleaning front to back of the bike. We're going to go ahead and take the wheels off, check the spoke tension and or true both wheels. We are then probably going to flush the shifters and the brake lines out if they're mechanical. If they're bled, I would let you know at that point if you needed a bleed or not. And then number one, you'd be getting the bike fully back and rolling, hopefully in like new or at least usable condition. So with that being said, I'm going to take you guys along and do a full tune-up on this road bike that's right behind me. And we're going to start by pulling off the wheels. Upon bringing the bike into the bike shop, this gentleman also had 2 flat tires. So while we do the tune-up, we're going to go ahead and throw 2 brand new inner tubes in these tires and make sure there's no thorns that are poking through. These road bike tubes are always the most fun, but they're always the hardest to change. I think of it like a game with these road bike tubes. If you can do them without needing a tire lever, you've done well. Got this one on. It did rip my glove though. And I would explain what I'm doing here, but I think I have enough videos on this. You guys definitely get the gist by now. Basically with a real tight tire, get the tube in there straight and press all the way from the bottom of the bead, get that tire all the way on the middle of the rim. Do that enough times and eventually when you make it to the top, tires should pop right on without tire levers. Here, I like to install the inner tubes before I true the wheels since these will be going into the truing stand. I find sometimes when they have a tube in there with air, it can tweak the rim a little bit, and sometimes the wheels like to come out of true once you install the tires just a little bit when they haven't been trued in a long time. So in this case, we just do the tubes first and true them later, and we'll just go easy on the air for now. We'll go easy on the air for now, and we'll get these officially pressurized once we get them back on the bike. All right, I'll see you guys over at the truing stand. All right, it's coming down to the wire here. The next step is to true the wheel. Basically, I have the wheel here in my truing stand, and we're gonna go ahead and check whether this wheel wiggles back and forth like this. We want it to run as close as we can get it to dead straight. This gauge right here on the bottom, you can turn in, and as you can see, that gauge gets closer and closer to the wheel. And I've already went ahead and messed with some of our spoke tensions here. Let's see if it's looking straight. So it's fairly straight. I might do a little bit more with it. Okay, the last step here is just to hit these wheels with BioWash, and they're gonna be all trued. We'll get them back on the bike. Okay, I've got most of this bike cleaned up and ready to go, but this thing is still looking filthy. I'm gonna use this Maxima BioWash and spray the whole frame down, let it sit for about a minute, and then I'm gonna wipe it all off, and it's gonna leave it with a nice shiny finish. There's tons of opinions on whether to spray this stuff on brake pads. I've never had any issues with it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And it might be hard to tell on camera, but this chain is all seized up. It's got a couple real bad links in there. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a brand new chain on it for him. Well, I couldn't have asked for a more perfect repair to end the day. We got this bicycle fully tuned up. I trued both the wheels, got the brakes taken care of, got the shifting adjusted, just put a brand new chain on there. Actually didn't even have to cut any links off the chain. It just fit perfectly, saved us a ton of time. I got the front brake all adjusted and front wheel fully trued up and ready to roll. So with that being said, I would like to thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's episode. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and show some support. Check the playlist that's linked down below in the description. You can find so many more awesome videos just like this one. As always guys, my name is Forrest and we'll see you next week.